I am Jim Leavens, and I approve this message. My name is Jim Leavens. I retired from the Lee County Sheriff's Office Patrol Division with the rank of Major, with over 30 years of law enforcement service, all here in Lee County. Honor, integrity, and excellence were instilled in me by the law enforcement members of my family, like my mother, my father, my uncle, and my two brothers, to name a few. It's these qualities, along with others, that have driven my career in law enforcement in Lee County, Florida, for over 3 decades. I am fortunate that I have never had 2 bad days in a row at the agency. While many others view their job as something they do, serving and protecting the community, being a cop, speaks to the very core of who I am. The Lee County Sheriff's Office and community of Southwest Florida have given so much to me. For that reason, I cannot help but be passionate about my commitment to the citizens of Lee County.
I would consider myself blessed. God brings people in your life at different times for a reason. And when Jim came into my life, it was for a reason. It was to help me become not just a good law enforcement officer, but a great law enforcement officer. And with the guidance of Jim and many others in the department, I can say that I became a great law enforcement officer.
Having devoted my entire career to the service of Southwest Florida, from the jail and court facilities to undercover narcotics, homicide and violent crimes to internal affairs and road patrol, my calling to become sheriff has been stirring in me for quite some time.
We had a lot of questions to answer personally and as a couple about running a political campaign and running for sheriff. And one that was never a question for me was that he wasn't the right person for the job. Not once did I ever question his ability to do this job and to do it well, to the exclusion of anyone else that I know.
I've worked for several different sheriffs, starting with Wanaka, moving on to McDougal, and then Shope. And then I did not work for Mike Scott, but Mike Scott worked for me when I was a sergeant North District. So I can unequivocally say that when Jim Leavens is elected sheriff of Lee County, he will be the most experienced and qualified sheriff that I've ever seen.
After retiring from the agency in April 2018 at the rank of Major, I thought the fire would die down. Instead, the passion inside me to see Lee County and the areas around it be safe and a sought-after paradise continue to grow to new heights. Supported by my incredible family, including my wife of 24 years, who retired as a forensic specialist with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, I am ready to tackle the urgent needs of Lee County. It's become apparent that the time I devoted to excelling within my role in each department I served, thousands of hours of advanced training, and so much more, was meant to prepare me for right now as your sheriff. I'm prepared to do this for as long as it takes to ensure our community is strong, healthy, and able to grow in such a way that safeguards our residents and their families.
I'm not a very political person. I don't like to post things that have to do with politics or religion and social media. All those things that are kind of you're not supposed to post on your wall. I'm not the kind of person that does these things. I'm not the kind of person that's gonna try to sway people to vote one way or another. Never have been, and I think that I never will be, because I believe that everybody should have their own opinion and idea. But in Jim's case, since I've got to know Jim personally, since I know his character, it would just be irresponsible for me not to share the kind of person he is with people. Well, meeting Jim Leavens changed my whole outlook on what a cop is. I'm like, this guy can't be a cop. He's too nice of a guy to be a cop. He's a regular human being. He's a normal person. So I think for me, coming from that background, and after meeting Jim, he changed the whole way I thought about law enforcement.
With the recent gross negligence and oversights occurring, like being second to last in the state for deputies per capita, we cannot accept the trend of electing politicians to office and trying to teach them to be cops. This formula does not, cannot, and will not work.
Any elected official should have some knowledge in the field where he or she is going to be elected to. If you don't have the experience, you're depending on other people to tell you how to run your business, and in that case, then you might as well have the other person in that position.
You have the opportunity now to elect an experienced law enforcement professional with a proven record of leadership to correct the recent past and help establish the best path for the future of our area.
My name is Kerry Griner, and I'm voting Leavens for Lee because experience matters.
My name is Pete Marrero, and I'm voting Leavens for Lee because experience matters.
My name is Mike Waite. I'm voting Leavens for Lee because experience matters.
My name is Bubba Green. I'm voting Leavens for Lee because experience matters.
Experience matters, and my experience speaks for itself. I am excited to continue my commitments to you, the people of Lee County, my friends and my family. Leavens for Lee, because experience matters. Paid for by Jim Leavens for Sheriff.